You've achieved so much, and yet you still feel like a fraud. On the outside, people see you as accomplished, capable, and successful. But on the inside, you're waiting for the moment someone finds out you don't really know what you're doing. That feeling, that's imposter syndrome. And today, I'm going to give you the cure. That's a big promise, I know. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Imposter syndrome doesn't show up because you're not good enough. It shows up because you're growing. If you've ever thought, I just got lucky, I don't deserve this success. If people really knew me, they'd see I'm not that smart. I want you to know you're not broken. You're experiencing the exact same thoughts that some of the most successful women in the world have admitted to. From CEOs to authors to leaders, almost all of them have felt like imposters at some point or another. So the question isn't, how do I make this imposter syndrome disappear? The real question is, how do I work with it so it no longer controls me or make me feel inadequate or that something is wrong with me? Most people think imposter syndrome means you're failing, but in reality, it means you're growing. You're stretching yourself. Think about it. If you never felt like an imposter, it would mean you were staying in your comfort zone, never trying anything new. So imposter syndrome is actually proof that you're playing a bigger game. It's not a signal that you're weak. It's a signal that you're growing. But here's the problem. When you don't know how to handle it, imposter syndrome creates a gap between your achievements and your beliefs. On paper, you're capable, but your brain hasn't caught up yet. I call this the evidence gap. So here's how you can cure imposter syndrome. You don't wait for your feelings to change. You feed your brain new evidence until it has no choice but to believe you. There are 3 simple steps to doing this. Step 1, collect micro evidence. Confidence doesn't come from big leaps. It comes from tiny proofs. Start by noticing and recording your micro wins. Did a client thank you for your work? Write it down. I even have in my Google Drive a file I called the hype file, and it contains all the testimonials from my clients. Another example, did you speak up in a meeting when you normally would have stayed quiet? Write it down. Did you follow through on a commitment you made to yourself? Write it down. Most women dismiss these wins as too small or that it doesn't matter or it's not enough. But the truth is, those small wins, they stack together and they build up undeniable evidence. And when your brain sees that evidence every day, it becomes harder and harder to argue with your worth. So step 2, track your wins consistently. Here's the thing. Our brains are terrible at remembering success. They cling to failure like to Velcro, but let the wins slip like Teflon or something. So if you want to close the evidence gap, you need to track your wins. Don't trust your brain to remember them. Create a system like a win log. It could be a notebook, a digital note on your phone, or sticky notes on your fridge, on your mirror. The method doesn't matter. What matters is that you're consistently showing your brain, I'm not an imposter. Here's the proof. Imagine walking into a big meeting, feeling like a fraud. And then you flip through your journal or your notes on your phone and you see all these thank yous, all this progress and the results and the moments you've been crushing it. It's impossible to hold both realities at once. Evidence always wins. Step 3, reframe failure as proof of growth. Because here's what fuels imposter syndrome more than anything. The belief that mistakes are proof that you're not good enough. But what if failure was actually evidence you were becoming better? Think about it. Every skill you've mastered came with mistakes first, of course. Walking, driving a car, or, for example, speaking a new language. So when imposter syndrome whispers, see, you messed up, You're not qualified. You're not an expert. You don't know what you're doing. You can reframe it and say, no, this is proof that I'm learning, and learning is what makes me qualified. Failure doesn't disprove your competence. It builds it. So let's put it all together. The cure for imposter syndrome is closing the evidence gap. So collect micro evidence, track your wins, reframe failure as growth. When you practice these 3 things, your brain starts to see the truth that you're not a fraud. You're just a woman who's growing into a higher level, into the next version of herself. So the next time you feel that imposter syndrome, the voice in your head, I don't belong here, I want you to remind yourself, I've earned my seat. And here's the proof. Because imposter syndrome isn't cured by perfection, it's cured by evidence. And if you want to go deeper into rewiring your thoughts and emotions so you stop second guessing yourself for good, I am currently offering free consultations. The link is in the description below, or watch this video next here. Thank you so much and take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.